The Galactic Council's mystery emerges. Alex had always believed Earth was just another insignificant planet in the vast galaxy, unnoticed by the powerful beings who ruled over it. But everything changed when he stumbled upon an old, dusty map hidden deep within the archives of the Galactic Federation. The map was unlike any other. Its edges were worn and its markings faint, but there was something undeniably powerful about it. As Alex studied the map, he realized something shocking. Earth's seat in the Galactic Council had been empty for centuries. The Galactic Council was the governing body of the universe, made up of representatives from the most powerful species across the galaxy. For years, Alex had heard stories about the Council's immense influence and its role in shaping the fate of entire civilizations. Every major race had a seat at the table, except for Earth. At first, Alex thought it was just a mistake, a misunderstanding. Surely, Earth had been left out of the galactic order by accident. Right. But the more he examined the map, the more questions emerged. The seat for Earth was not marked with the usual symbols of power and status like the others. Instead, it was labeled with a strange, cryptic symbol, a symbol no one had seen before. Alex's curiosity quickly turned into obsession. He couldn't let go of the thought that Earth's seat had always been empty for a reason, and that reason was something far deeper and darker than anyone could have imagined. As he dug further into the archives, he found more troubling information. There were ancient records of a powerful civilization that once lived on Earth, far older than humanity itself. These records spoke of a time when Earth's throne in the Galactic Council was occupied, a time when humans were not yet the dominant species on their own planet. This ancient civilization had been wiped out under mysterious circumstances, and with it, Earth's place in the galaxy had vanished. But what had happened to the civilization? Why had Earth been abandoned? Alex's hands trembled as he uncovered more secrets hidden in the depths of the archives. The records described a powerful force that had once ruled the galaxy, a force that the ancient Earth civilization had tapped into, but ultimately lost control of. This force was said to be so powerful that it threatened the entire galaxy, and in an effort to prevent it from consuming the universe, the Galactic Council had decided to keep Earth's seat vacant, locking away the power that resided on the planet. But the most terrifying discovery of all came when Alex uncovered an ancient prophecy, one that warned of a day when Earth's seat would no longer remain empty. The prophecy spoke of a human who would rise from the ashes of Earth's past and unlock the dormant power buried deep within the planet. The prophecy didn't name Alex, but it was clear to him now that his discovery was no coincidence. Something had awoken on Earth, and the galaxy would soon feel its effects. Suddenly, Alex felt a chill run down his spine. The room seemed to close in around him as the weight of the prophecy settled in his mind. Earth's throne had been vacant for a reason, and now, with his discovery, the galaxy's greatest fear was about to come true. He couldn't ignore it any longer. He had to find out the truth, no matter the cost. But Alex knew this was just the beginning. The more he uncovered, the more dangerous things would become. The powers that be, those who controlled the galaxy, would not sit idly by while Earth's dormant power was uncovered. Forces beyond his understanding were already moving to silence him, to prevent the truth from spreading. The question now wasn't just what had happened to Earth's ancient civilization. It was whether Alex could survive long enough to find out. The mysteries of the Galactic Council, the ancient Earth civilization, and the dormant power hidden beneath the planet's surface were all connected in ways Alex could never have imagined. As he prepared to go deeper into the unknown, he knew one thing for certain. The answers he sought would change everything. And once he uncovered them, there would be no turning back. The galaxy's most terrifying secret was about to be revealed, and it all started with Earth's empty throne. Unveiling the truth. Alex couldn't shake the weight of what he had uncovered. The map, the ancient records, the prophecy, everything pointed toward a truth so terrifying. It made his blood run cold. The seat of Earth in the Galactic Council had never been empty by mistake. It had been abandoned for a reason, and that reason was connected to a hidden power on Earth, a power that had been locked away for centuries. With the records he found in the archives, Alex pieced together the story of Earth's ancient civilization. Long before humans had emerged, a great race of beings had lived on Earth. They were not human, but something far older, more advanced, and far more dangerous. This ancient race had been the original rulers of the galaxy, but they had fallen into conflict with other powerful species. During their reign, Earth's seat in the Galactic Council had been occupied, and the entire galaxy had watched as the civilization thrived. But as the ancient civilization grew in power, so did the danger. The records described a time when they discovered a force so powerful it could reshape the entire galaxy. This force was hidden deep beneath the surface of Earth, and the beings who found it believed they could control it. But something went terribly wrong. The force was too powerful, and it consumed them. The civilization was destroyed in a cataclysmic event, and Earth's seat was left empty, as the galaxy's leaders feared the power that still lay dormant on the planet. As Alex sat in the dimly lit room of the Galactic Federation's archives, he could feel the weight of history pressing down on him. The knowledge he had just uncovered was beyond anything he had ever imagined. The ancient civilization that once lived on Earth had been wiped out to keep the galaxy safe. And now, as the prophecy had warned, the time was coming when Earth's throne would no longer remain empty. Alex's heart raced as he realized what this meant. The dormant force buried beneath Earth was no myth. It was real, and someone, or something, was about to awaken it. The galaxy's greatest fear was on the verge of becoming a reality, and Alex was the one who had uncovered the secret. But there was one problem. Alex wasn't the only one who knew about this power. As the news of his discovery spread, the galaxy's most powerful species began to take notice. The leaders of the Galactic Council were already aware of Earth's potential, but they had kept it a secret, hiding the truth from the galaxy for centuries. Now that Alex had uncovered the secret, they would stop at nothing to control the power buried deep on Earth. Alex knew he was in danger. The galaxy's leaders would send their best agents to find him, to silence him before he could reveal the truth to the rest of the universe. And the closer he got to uncovering the dormant power beneath Earth, the more dangerous things would become. Despite the dangers, Alex couldn't turn back. The truth was too important. He had to find out what lay beneath the surface of Earth, and he had to do it before the galaxy's rulers could destroy all the evidence. But Alex wasn't alone. In his search for answers, he found an unlikely ally, a scientist named Dr. Lyra, who had spent her life studying the ancient civilizations of the galaxy. Dr. Lyra had always believed Earth held a secret, but she had never been able to prove it. Now, with Alex's discovery, she was eager to help him uncover the truth. Together, they began to plan their next move, knowing full well that the galaxy's most powerful forces would stop at nothing to keep them from revealing the truth. The closer they got to the truth, the more dangerous their mission became. But Alex and Dr. Lyra knew that they were the only ones who could prevent the galaxy from descending into chaos. The fate of Earth, and the entire galaxy, was in their hands. The galaxy reacts. As Alex and Dr. Lyra continued their investigation into the ancient Earth civilization, the repercussions of their discoveries began to ripple through the galaxy. News of Alex's findings spread faster than they had anticipated. Across the stars, from the luxurious chambers of the Galactic Council to the farthest corners of the galaxy, whispers about Earth's empty seat grew louder. The galaxy's leaders, the most powerful beings in existence, now knew that Earth's long-hidden power had been uncovered. And they were terrified. The Galactic Council, which had long kept a delicate balance of power between the races, convened an emergency meeting. Representatives from the most advanced and ancient species in the galaxy gathered to discuss the implications of Earth's forgotten throne. The Council had always feared what Earth might one day become, and now they knew that fear was justified. The seat had been left vacant for a reason. Earth had once been the home to a civilization that had wielded unimaginable power, and the potential for that power to return was something the galaxy could not allow. If Earth were to reclaim its seat in the Council, it could shake the very foundation of the established order. No longer would the dominant species control the galaxy. Humanity would rise, and the ancient force that had once been harnessed by Earth's forgotten rulers would return. The Council knew they had to act quickly. The Galactic Empire, as it stood, could not afford to have Earth reclaim its rightful place in the Galactic Council. If Alex and Dr. Lyra succeeded in uncovering the full truth, it would be the end of the current galactic balance of power. Entire empires could collapse, and new ones would rise in their place. The fear of what Earth's return could mean to the galaxy was too much for them to ignore. Meanwhile, on Earth, Alex and Dr. Lyra were unaware of the storm that was brewing across the galaxy. They were focused on their next move, finding the location of the dormant power hidden beneath the planet's surface. They had found some clues pointing to an underground structure, buried deep within the Earth's core, but they needed more information before they could uncover its exact location. The journey ahead was dangerous, and they knew it. But unbeknownst to them, their every move was being watched. Agents from across the galaxy had been dispatched to track them down. The galaxy's elite enforcers, deadly operatives trained in the art of covert warfare, were closing in on Alex and Dr. Lyra. They had been sent to stop them at all costs. If Alex was allowed to continue his search, the entire galaxy would be thrown into chaos. In a darkened room on a distant planet, a shadowy figure sat watching footage of Alex's movements. This figure was a high-ranking member of the Galactic Council, and they had been tasked with ensuring that the secrets of Earth remained buried. The figure's hands tightened into fists as they stared at the screen. They cannot be allowed to succeed. The figure muttered to themselves. The galaxy cannot be allowed to change. On a separate world, a powerful fleet of ships prepared for a covert operation. These ships, piloted by elite operatives from various galactic species, were on a mission to intercept Alex and Dr. Lyra before they could uncover the full truth. The fleet was hidden, ready to strike when the time was right. Their orders were simple: eliminate the threat. As Alex and Dr. Lyra made their way toward the location of the hidden power, they began to feel a sense of unease. The closer they got to their destination, the more they noticed strange things happening around them. Unmarked ships in the sky, shadowy figures watching from a distance. Something wasn't right. They had no idea that the forces of the galaxy were already closing in on them, but they soon would. Every move they made would be tracked. Every discovery they uncovered would bring them closer to the wrath of the galaxy's most powerful beings. The tension was mounting. The galaxy was reacting to Alex's discovery, and the clock was ticking. As Alex and Dr. Lyra inched closer to uncovering Earth's ancient secrets, the galaxy's fear and hatred of Earth's power grew stronger. Soon, Alex would have to make a choice: continue the search and risk everything, or walk away and leave the galaxy to face the consequences of their actions. The galaxy had never been more afraid of Earth, and Alex had no idea how much danger he was truly in. The Ancient Guardian. Alex could feel the weight of the galaxy's fear pressing down on him. As he and Dr. Lyra delved deeper into the underground ruins, they came closer to uncovering the truth about Earth's dormant power. The map had led them to a remote location, hidden from the rest of the galaxy. It was an ancient structure buried deep beneath Earth's surface, a place untouched by time, untouched by the chaos of the galaxy above. The further they'd ventured into the ruins, the more the air seemed to hum with energy. There was something in the atmosphere, something ancient and powerful. Alex could feel it in his bones, the presence of a long-forgotten force. This wasn't just a lost civilization. They were standing in the remnants of a galactic power far beyond their understanding. Dr. Lyra, who had spent her life studying the ancient records, looked more excited than Alex had ever seen her. "This is it," she whispered, her voice trembling. "The Guardian is real. I knew it. I just didn't know how real." The Guardian. Alex had heard the term mentioned in the ancient records they found, but it wasn't until now that he fully understood what it meant. The Guardian was said to be the protector of the ancient power buried on Earth. It wasn't a person or an alien. It was an ancient being, a force of unimaginable strength that had once shielded the planet from the galaxy's most dangerous threats. But something had happened to the Guardian. It had gone dormant, hidden away, waiting for the right moment to awaken. As they ventured deeper into the ruins, Alex began to understand the scale of what they were dealing with. The walls were covered in strange symbols and carvings, detailing the story of Earth's ancient civilization and its downfall. The symbols told of a time when Earth had been at the center of the galaxy's most powerful empire. The civilization had mastered technology, had unlocked the secrets of the universe, but they had also learned to tap into a force that was far beyond their control. The Guardian had been their safeguard, their protector. But when they lost control of the power, the Guardian had sealed itself away, waiting for the moment when it would be needed again. "Look at this," Dr. Lyra said, pointing to a large stone tablet. The carving on it depicted a massive figure, towering over the ruins, its eyes glowing with a fierce light. The figure was not human. Its body seemed to shimmer, like it was made of energy rather than flesh. But its presence was unmistakable. It was a being of immense power, a force that could alter the very fabric of reality itself. The Guardian. Alex stepped closer, his mind racing. It's not just a legend, is it? It's real. Dr. Lyra nodded, her eyes wide with awe. The Guardian is the key to everything. It is the reason Earth's throne was left empty. The power it protects is too dangerous for the galaxy to control. That's why the Council hid it. But now, if we awaken it... Alex's stomach twisted. The realization hit him like a freight train. The prophecy was true. The dormant power on Earth was not just some relic from the past. It was an active force, a living entity that could reshape the galaxy. And if they awakened it, the galaxy's leaders would do anything to stop them. Suddenly, the ground beneath them shook. A low rumble reverberated through the ruins, and the air grew thick with an electric charge. Alex and Dr. Lyra froze. Something was happening. The Guardian, the ancient being they had come to find, was stirring. The dormant power that had been sealed away for so long was awakening, and they were standing right in its path. A voice echoed through the ruins, deep, resonant, and powerful. It was not a voice they could understand, but it was unmistakable. The Guardian was speaking. Alex felt a chill run down his spine. The ground trembled again, and in the distance, they heard a loud cracking sound. A massive stone door, once sealed tight, began to slowly open, revealing a glowing light within. The Guardian was waking up. But as the door opened, a shadow appeared in the doorway, a figure cloaked in darkness, standing in the path of the light. Alex's heart raced as he realized they weren't alone. The galaxy's operatives had found them. The battle was about to begin. Betrayal within. The light from the Guardian's chamber illuminated the ruins, casting eerie shadows across the walls. Alex's heart pounded as he stared at the figure emerging from the doorway. It was too late. Someone had found them. The shadowy figure stepped into the light, revealing a sleek, dark uniform. It was one of the galaxy's operatives, a highly trained agent sent to stop them. But something was off. Alex didn't recognize this agent, and there was a strange air of familiarity about them, something that sent a shiver down his spine. "Alex, Dr. Lyra," the figure said, its voice low but unmistakably calm. "I've been waiting for you." Alex's eyes widened as he tried to place the voice. But it wasn't just the voice. It was the way the agent's eyes glinted with cold recognition. That was when it hit him. He knew this person. He'd seen them before, on a mission to the outer colonies. It was someone he trusted. Someone he thought was on his side. "Raya," Alex whispered, barely able to believe it. The figure, Rhea, nodded slowly. "I never wanted to be the one to tell you, Alex. But the galaxy is at a tipping point, and Earth's throne must remain vacant. You and Dr. Lyra have stumbled upon something you don't understand. This power, this guardian, it's not meant for you. It's meant to stay buried. Alex's mind raced. Betrayal. The person he thought had been a trusted ally was now working with the very forces he was trying to uncover. "You've been working with the Council this whole time," Alex said, his voice low with shock and anger. "You knew the truth. You knew what was on Earth, and you let me dig myself into this mess." Raya's expression softened, just slightly. "I didn't have a choice, Alex. My allegiance is to the galaxy's safety. The power that lies beneath Earth is a threat. I was sent to ensure no one, especially not you, could awaken it." Alex took a step forward, his hands clenched into fists. "And now you're here to stop us." "I'm here to protect you from yourself," Raya said, her voice laced with regret. "The Council will do whatever it takes to keep the Guardian from awakening. If it does, the galaxy will fall into chaos. The balance of power will collapse and Earth, your precious Earth, will become a target. You won't just be fighting for survival. You'll be fighting to destroy everything you know." Dr. Lyra stepped in front of Alex, her voice steady but filled with urgency. "You're wrong, Raya. Earth deserves the truth. Humanity deserves to know what happened. We can control the Guardian. We can protect the galaxy from this power, but we have to awaken it first. We can't let fear hold us back." For a moment, the two sides stood locked in tension, neither willing to give in. The sound of the stone door grinding open echoed through the chamber, signaling that the Guardian was getting closer to fully awakening. But Rio wasn't backing down. The fight for the truth, for control over the Guardian, was about to take a darker turn. "You don't understand," Raya said, her voice hardening. "You've already sealed your fate, both of you. The galaxy has made its decision. The Guardian will remain dormant, or you will die trying to awaken it." Suddenly, the ground beneath their feet shook, and the air crackled with energy. The Guardian's power was growing stronger with every passing second, and the chamber began to fill with a blinding light. In the distance, Alex could see the massive figure of the Guardian beginning to rise from the shadows, its energy pulsing like a heartbeat, a force so overwhelming it felt like the very fabric of reality was being stretched to its limits. In that moment, everything came crashing down. Raya pulled out a hidden device from her belt, pressing a button that activated a powerful electromagnetic pulse. The pulse hit the ruins like a wave, destabilizing the structure around them. Alex and Dr. Lyra struggled to stay on their feet as the walls began to crumble, pieces of stone falling from the ceiling. "This isn't over," Raya said, her voice cold as she disappeared into the chaos, vanishing into the darkened corridors. Alex and Dr. Lyra exchanged a glance. Betrayed and outnumbered, they had no choice but to continue their mission. The Guardian was awakening, and now more than ever, they couldn't afford to stop. But the stakes had changed. Now, not only did they have to confront the terrifying power buried beneath Earth, but they had to survive the galaxy's most dangerous forces, and the betrayal from one of their own. The countdown had begun. The Guardian's power was stirring, and time was running out. The final battle. The walls of the ancient chamber trembled as the ground shook beneath Alex and Dr. Lyra's feet. The Guardian's awakening was unstoppable now, and the ancient power within the ruins surged with energy, sending ripples of force throughout the structure. The stone walls groaned under the immense pressure, cracks appearing like lightning scars across the surface. Alex could feel the hair on his neck stand on end as the energy from the Guardian spread, vibrating through the air. "There's no turning back now," Alex muttered, his voice barely audible over the roar of the shaking ruins. Dr. Lyra nodded grimly. "We have to awaken it completely. The galaxy is already closing in. We need the Guardian's power on our side if we're going to survive." But just as they prepared to make their final move, the unmistakable sound of weapons being drawn echoed through the chamber. A group of galactic operatives, led by Rhea, had returned, ready to stop them at all costs. "Step aside, Alex." Raya's cold voice rang through the chamber. "You've made a grave mistake. The galaxy can't let you do this." The operatives formed a line, weapons aimed at Alex and Dr. Lyra, their eyes filled with unyielding resolve. Rhea, standing at the forefront, locked eyes with Alex, her face a mixture of regret and determination. "This is bigger than you, bigger than Earth. If you awaken the Guardian, the galaxy will fall into chaos. We can't let that happen." Alex took a deep breath, the weight of the galaxy's fear pressing down on him. But he wasn't going to back down. Not now, not after everything he had discovered. He knew the truth. The Guardian wasn't just a weapon. It was the key to changing the galaxy's balance, to giving humanity the chance to rise above the fear and oppression that had held them back for so long. "I'm not backing down, Raya," Alex said, his voice firm, defiant. "The galaxy may be afraid of the truth, but I won't let that stop me. Earth has the right to claim its place in the galaxy, no matter the cost." Dr. Lyra stepped forward, her eyes burning with the same determination. "You've made your choice, Raya, but we won't let you stop us. We'll fight for what's right." Raya's expression darkened, and in an instant she signaled to her operatives. The battle had begun. Weapons fired in a flurry of chaos. Energy blasts lit up the chamber, illuminating the dark ruins as the operatives advanced. Alex and Dr. Lyra ducked behind the nearest pillar, narrowly avoiding the blasts. "We have to get to the Guardian's core," Alex shouted over the noise. "It's the only way to stop them." But as they moved toward the Guardian's central chamber, the very ground beneath them seemed to fight back. The Guardian's power was growing stronger, its energy now almost overwhelming. The ancient being's massive form slowly began to take shape in the center of the chamber, glowing with blinding light. It was a force like nothing Alex had ever seen. Its presence felt like an entire galaxy folded into a single being. "You're too late," Raya's voice called from behind them. "The Guardian is already too powerful to control. If you try to awaken it fully, it will consume everything." But Alex wasn't listening. He could feel the Guardian's presence now, its power calling to them. He didn't have time for fear. With a final push, he and Dr. Lyra reached the Guardian's core, the heart of its power. Alex knew what they had to do: unlock the Guardian, bring it into the light, and harness its strength. The moment Alex placed his hands on the ancient stone pedestal, a surge of energy erupted from the Guardian's core. The light engulfed the chamber, and for a brief moment, the entire galaxy seemed to stand still. The ground cracked beneath them as the Guardian's full power was unleashed. The very fabric of space itself seemed to warp and bend under the immense energy. Rhea and her operatives were thrown back by the shockwave, their weapons useless against the force of the Guardian's power. But Alex and Dr. Lyra stood firm, holding their ground as the Guardian's energy coursed through them. Alex could feel it. The ancient force was alive, and it was awakening once more. "This is it," Alex whispered. "The galaxy will never be the same again." The Guardian's form solidified before them, towering and magnificent. It wasn't a being of flesh. It was energy, pure and raw, radiating with unimaginable power. But its eyes, though made of light, seemed to pierce straight into Alex's soul. "You have awakened me," the Guardian's voice rumbled, echoing through the chamber like thunder. "Now you must decide. Use my power to shape the galaxy, or risk destroying everything." In that moment, everything hung in the balance. The future of Earth, the fate of the galaxy, and the power of the Guardian all rested on the choices Alex and Dr. Lyra would make. The final battle was not just a physical one. It was a battle for control of the future itself. Earth's return. The blinding light from the Guardian's core faded, leaving behind a silence that filled the chamber. The immense power that had been unleashed still hummed in the air, but now everything was still. Alex stood frozen, his hand still placed on the ancient pedestal, feeling the Guardian's energy flow through him like a torrent of raw power. His heart raced as the weight of the decision he had just made settled on him. The future of Earth, the galaxy, and humanity now lay in the balance. The Guardian's presence towered over him, its glowing eyes locking with his. Its voice, deep and resonant, echoed in his mind. "You have awakened me. Now you must decide. Will you use this power to shake the galaxy, or will you destroy everything?" Alex's mind raced. The words of the prophecy echoed in his ears, the warning of the galaxy's leaders, the fear they had of Earth's rise. The power of the Guardian was unimaginable, and it was now in his hands. He knew the choice before him wasn't just about whether to awaken this force. It was about the future of every species in the galaxy. Dr. Lyra stood beside him, her expression resolute. She had always believed Earth deserved the truth, that humanity could be a force for good, for change. But even she knew the risks of using the Guardian's power. The galaxy's balance was fragile, and unleashing this power could destroy everything they had worked for. "We can't let it destroy us, Alex," Dr. Lyra whispered, her voice filled with determination. "We have to use the Guardian's power for something better, something that unites the galaxy, not tears it apart." Alex nodded, his grip tightening on the pedestal. He understood now. The Guardian wasn't a weapon to be wielded by the few. It was a force of creation, not destruction. It was the key to unlocking Earth's potential, to finally giving humanity a place at the table with the rest of the galaxy's greatest civilizations. But to do so, they needed to use it wisely. With a deep breath, Alex made his decision. "We will use this power to change the galaxy. We won't be afraid of what we can become. Humanity has earned its place, and the rest of the galaxy will have to learn to accept it." The Guardian's eyes glowed brighter, and its voice rumbled in approval. "Then it shall be done. Earth shall rise, and the galaxy shall know its power." As Alex spoke, a brilliant light erupted from the Guardian, flooding the chamber. The force of its energy spread outward, sending a shockwave that rocked the very foundations of the ruins. Alex could feel the Guardian's power coursing through him, and he knew that once he released it, there would be no turning back. The galaxy would have to adjust to a new order, one where Earth was no longer a forgotten planet, but a dominant force in the galaxy. Meanwhile, Rhea and her operatives, who had been thrown back by the shockwave, regained their footing and looked on in disbelief. The power they had feared was now fully unleashed. But it was too late for them to stop it. The very fabric of the galaxy was changing. "What have you done?" Rhea shouted, her voice full of panic, as she watched the transformation unfold. "It's not just about power," Alex said, turning to face her. "It's about the future. Earth's time has come." As the light continued to glow, the very laws of space seemed to bend. A rift opened in the fabric of reality, revealing the once hidden seat of Earth in the Galactic Council. It was no longer empty. The seat was now filled with an energy that radiated with the strength of Earth's newfound place in the galaxy. Earth's throne had been reclaimed. The galaxy would never be the same again. Earth's return had been sealed. As the light from the Guardian began to subside, Alex and Dr. Lyra stood before the chamber's entrance, watching as the galaxy's greatest power shifted. The operatives, now defeated, began to retreat, knowing they couldn't fight the inevitable. Alex and Dr. Lyra had succeeded. The truth of Earth's place in the galaxy had been revealed, and the time of humanity's rise had arrived. But as Alex looked out toward the stars, he couldn't help but feel the weight of what they had just unleashed. The galaxy would now be forced to reckon with Earth, not as an insignificant planet, but as an undeniable force to be reckoned with. "Earth's time has come," Alex said, a smile of determination crossing his face, "and no one will be able to stop us." The final battle had been fought, and Earth had emerged victorious.